So a lot of us are using Excel as a data source, basically a database, and we're putting all kinds of data in here. Now, I'm not a big fan of this, but for those of you that are doing this, we need to make sure that we're preparing the data properly. And in this video, we're just going to do some counts of this information that's found within a column. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right to it. All right, so here we're going to use, notice here we have a column. This is just a standard spreadsheet, and we're going to focus on this risk level. And notice here that we already have counts in here for each one of those risk levels. And here again is a pie chart basically from that data. Okay, so the pie chart, that's all we're going to say about it. It's just a pie chart. So, but how do we get these data fields? Notice here when we click on the first one, count if, and then we're going to hit F2 on our keyboard. Notice here that it highlights the section. So you can see there in quotation marks, expected end. Now remember, don't forget that comma behind your range. So the range there is F2 colon F101. Don't forget that comma, because it won't find the data. And then don't forget those quote marks. So expected end, we get it, it works. Now how do I easily replicate that? Let's just go ahead and do that. How do I replicate that to another cell? So if I hit Control C here, or do a copy, for example, right, and a paste, okay, I'm just going to get the data right here. But notice that when we click on that data, notice that the range is off a little bit. So if we go back up to the top, notice it's not capturing the top and it's not capturing the bottom. Why is that? Well, because it changes when you cut and paste it. It's going to adjust, and a lot of times we need that adjustment. But if we don't need the adjustment, there's an easy way to fix that. So let's just go ahead and take that out for right now. Go back up to our formula. If we just highlight it and hit copy, do a right click on the formula and hit copy. Of course, you can use Control C as well. Notice that we're highlighted here. I'm going to hit my escape key. The highlight's gone. I'm going to go down to my cell. I'm going to do a right click and I'm going to say paste. Okay. Now, when I go and take a look at this, notice here everything's in order. It's got the right area and everything's good to go. And I'm counting the right items. Now, if I wanted to make a change, for example, to create these others, I might just put in high risk here, or whatever it is, high, I guess. And notice here it changes it. So that's an easy way to duplicate this. Let's go ahead and do one more example of duplicating that cell. If I were to go here to copy again, and go in here and go to paste. Now, here I have multiple, whoops, and I just messed up. So here copy, and I want to go to paste. I have multiple options here. As you can see, it's a little finicky. So the easiest way really is just to paste that formula again, hit escape, go down here, paste it again, change that word to stable, and away you go. So that is probably the fastest and easiest way to collect data within an environment and be able to count the items in that environment. You may need this number to do something else. You know, let's do one last thing. Let's change this to Porta. Okay, and then we can change this scope as well. So I'm going to keep it as Porta. I'm going to drag it over there. And notice now I'm doing 2 areas. Okay, so I'm searching within those 2 areas. I'm going to hit it. 1. Now, let's say that I want to search for one other area. I can do that as well. So you can see you can focus on multiple columns within the environment. Now, we've seen how to expand it, but let's say that we want to count on multiple rows as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at that as well, just real quick before we end this video. Notice here we have our first one, Porta, which we're looking at. If we do an F2 here, it's probably easier. We're looking for Porta here, and we found it right there. And then we're going to add something from this area, which is high. And remember, our high risk is 39. We only have one Porta in there, so it's going to find the 1 right there, Porta. So, and then it equals 40. So that's a way you can do it for multiple areas as well, and you can add these COUNTIFs plus and continue to go. And that is how to count words within your Excel spreadsheet.